you were already entrepreneurs. You and mom had founded Kafko Development and Construction, but this was the first, and you had been in partners in restaurants and you'd opened lots of restaurants. But this was the first time that you and mom are the owners. She is running the business. You are designing. You're on the floor. You're managing, and there are no other partners. It's
Oh,
just
no, at
us.
this point, no.
Yeah.
We buy out the chef partner. There are no other partners. There are no investors.
Mhm.
And we actually had to do something very strange in the business. We had to learn the business from the top down.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is a lot of people will tell you that are in the restaurant business, they'll tell you the story. I started off as a busser or a
Mhm.
dishwasher or a waiter or whatever. And then I learned, all these different levels. And then I became an assistant manager and a manager and so forth and so on.
And
We were
typically
the
you
opposite.
have you have a back of the house guy or person and a front of the house to it. Someone that started at the host stand or serving, someone that started on the line. Now, 10, 20 years later, they are the chef and the general manager.
Right.
You guys are
We're the opposite.
reversed.
We come
Yeah.
in, we're owners, and we are hiring people to do all these different respective jobs down that pyramid. And along the way, all of these mysterious things that we didn't know about the industry as we were watching it, we'd say, boy, okay, well, that's just a big dose of common sense. And if you pay attention to that, that won't happen again. And generally be nice, be honest, look people in the eye. If you can't do something, tell someone, work on having the best servers, best personality, cleanest restaurant. And one by one, we would have to dive into different positions, sometimes eliminating a position, sometimes elevating people up to a position for different reasons. And it really always boiled down to people having the right temperament, happy people, self motivated people, people that truly enjoyed what they were doing, that cared, that were honest.
Mhm.
And so within that period of time we were at Faneuil Hall, all of these tweaks and adjustments were being made. Now that restaurant so we opened in 2001, about a month before 911 happened.
Right.
And, and obviously everyone took a hit from that, and slowly we all work our way out. But that restaurant, by the second year, was a $3 million grossing restaurant, which
Okay.
is very good for a lot of restaurants. And if you think about it, that's probably close to being a $5 or $5.5 million restaurant today. But we had a high percentage rent deal,
Mhm.
and we could not make money. Mathematically, it was a deal where no matter what we did, we had a certain food cost, which wasn't bad. Mom always ran labor tight. CAM was very high being in Faneuil Hall, and then you had the rent itself.
CAM
And
is common area maintenance, and when you're on a
common area
large
maintenance,
property, you have to
CAM, common
chip
area
into
maintenance, yeah. And a couple
sidewalks
of,
and security and all the gardening.
and there were a couple of other taxes specifically for the city of Boston.
Mhm.
And as we were learning, and we knew about the whole percentage rent thing. I had done deals. I had been on both sides of the fence on the percentage rent deal. But on this particular one, the only way it ever really would have worked in our favor is if this thing had become a $7 or $8 million restaurant. We just
Mhm.
physically couldn't move that many people through there. We were doing a lot of people through there. So
Yeah.
we knew by the second year that the real value of Faneuil Hall was this was our billboard. And this was how people
Right.
were finding us. They were discovering us. We were able to get our story. But we knew
Mhm.
relatively early on that we weren't going to be there forever. And fortunately for me, I had done a deal where it was, I believe that was a 15-year deal, but it was actually a 5-year base term with 2 5-year options
Mhm.
at our option. So we had a natural out if we wanted to.